Hello there and welcome back. The last time in this series of videos we introduced ourselves to authentic media, authentic content, materials, call it whatever you want, and we talked about some aspects, what to pay attention to and what effects authentic media has and how to prepare these authentic materials if you want to use them in the classroom. And right now we will get down to another aspect. We will discuss each material by type, discuss their positive effects, their shortcomings, because any authentic material, any teaching instructional material has this, and how to work with them based on my personal experience and some ideas that you may find useful, who knows. So I wanted to share this content with you. So the first thing is authentic texts. This is the most popular, most widespread and most accessible authentic material available, because it's easy to find it in the books, on the internet. It is easy to copy, it is easy to store, access, print, work on it. You do not have to use a lot of teaching equipment with it, so it's pretty comfortable. So there are several criteria to assess the useful impact, for example, of an article, web article. Right now we will talk about such term as web journalism and its positive impact. So this is the specific genre, if you want, of authentic material, which is highly popular today because there are a lot of web journalists, a lot of bloggers, a lot of people who write stuff on the internet. There are a lot of services of entertainment, of news that regularly update, their sites regularly update on different topics, of interest, let it be entertainment, crafts, such sort of thing, and they post a lot of different interesting and new, modern, updated pieces of news on various topics, and it is done in very journalistic style. And this style is really cool because it's somewhat close to the IELTS-based texts that you may find in manuals. But this is authentic content. This is not created for learners. So, and we will right now outline 3 basic pluses of using such types of authentic content. First of all, what you need to pay attention to is length of an article. Yes, articles may be short or long, and they will not be enough maybe for readers, or they will be too much for readers. So that is why the teacher may use one short article for each student. But it will be extremely challenging to find enough effective articles if you have, for example, more than 10 students. So that's why the volume of an article is very important. The next is the amount of useful vocabulary. For example, the student may know all the words from the article that you give him, and it will be useless for him because there will be nothing to teach. Maybe there will be some aspects like maybe discourse analysis means, or maybe stylistics, but still, if there are if there are no aspects like that, then the article will be useless if the student has already learned everything that this article contains. So this is what we should pay attention to. So, and stylistic characteristics, as I've said, if you do not teach vocabulary, you may teach other things, and there are plenty of things that the text can actually teach. The content itself, so which develops general awareness, then it develops the understanding of English language stylistics, and attention can be paid to wordplay, stylistic devices, layers of vocabulary, discourse means, that sort of thing. So it's all good. The next is advantages that text provides. First of all, it's ease of access. Web articles are easier to be found. They are easier to be shared and stored offline if necessary, because not always we have the access to the internet. So the next is regular update. Learners have a constant access to contemporary language, which reflects modern events, tendencies, both linguistic, like use of words, new coinages, neologisms, And extra linguistics, like the content itself, including topics like news, sports, trends, IT, etc. And ergonomics. Articles are easy to be read on any device used for study purposes. Whether the personal PC, smartphone, they have dedicated applications on Android or iOS, whatever, or Windows, so it's really comfortable. So the next type is authentic audio materials, which I also I'm very keen on them. And there are several advantages of using audio materials. First of all, they concentrate on one sense of perception. So it means that the student, what he needs to do is just listen, and that's it. He doesn't have to watch something and listen at the same time, So very comfortable. For example, like while video material requires visual and auditory skill training at the same time simultaneously, audio, listening to audio material only, it requires just listening skills, of course attention, but attention comes with, the listening itself as a skill of perception. Of course you may listen and, just for fun. And you will not digest anything. But, it's teaching, it's learning, so, it's kind of comes together. The next is diversity of activities. Various, plenty, just abundance of activities can be used with authentic materials. I mean audio. And they can be classified by aim, like listening for gist, details, working on vocabulary, meaning, or type. It can be gap filling, or true-false questions, or matching. I mean post-listening activities most of the time. So the next is easy access. Audio materials are perfect for the classroom use on a regular basis, even in the absence of advanced teaching technology or network. I mean, like, you don't have a lot of things to, put in the classroom in order to make audio materials work. You just need your smartphone, maybe the speaker, and that's all, and the students may use this stuff as well. In comparison with video materials, there you need to have a projector or a TV, computer, all that stuff. You don't even have to have computer with you if you use authentic audio. The volume. Audio materials, of course, they are relatively shorter than other types, like videos, for example. Of course, no matter if it is authentic material or deliberately created for teaching purposes audio material, it's usually shorter, and that's why it's maybe more comfortable, because you may use several audio materials for for your class, for your lesson, but it doesn't deprive them of challenges. They are anyway challenging. The next is they are less complex in terms of creating self-recorded authentic material. For example, the teacher was in the lection overseas, and if it is possible, he may record this lection using voice recorder. And when he uses the voice recorder, he may bring this material back to his students and play something that he heard himself. So if it is possible, if it is allowed, that's a great thing. And you do not have to use a lot of equipment or have a large memory in order to record that stuff. So very comfortable in creating your own authentic material. And we come to the most interesting thing that I've tried several times, is using music or songs as an example of authentic content. So and that's very interesting, because actually a lot of students, they associate songs with the pastime, not with teaching. And when we try to apply the songs, music in teaching process, they are surprised, because what is it like? And it's not a sort of entertainment, it's something that you can actually retrieve some interesting skills from, related to the English language, which is really awesome. And when we choose the song, we need to pay attention to, first of all, is the song well known for students? Because if it is well known, they will accept it with more enthusiasm, because they have probably heard this song already, and that sort of thing. The next is the song appropriate for the lesson? Because yes, there are some songs that are meaningless, that do not have a lot of lyrics, or maybe the content is inappropriate, So that's why the song should be really useful for them in terms of vocabulary, in terms of lexis, in terms of moral content, probably. The next is, what is the volume of the content of the song? Yes, as I've said, some songs, especially modern ones, but not modern, you know, there have been always songs that were meaningless. You see, with just a few words, you know, lyrics are zero almost, and that's why what can you learn from that? Almost nothing. Yes, so you need to pay attention to this. What is the linguistic nature of the song? Because songs vary in difficulty. Some of them are too difficult because of pronunciation, because of the lyrics, because there are too many words. For example, hip-hop music is more difficult usually, especially for beginners, because there are just lots of words and diverse vocabulary. And the last one, what are learners' interests? You may not like some songs, but students like it. And if it is useful in teaching, why not use it? If it helps and if it relates to your students, though you don't like it, but anyway, you know. So what I wanted to tell you is that one of the most interesting, probably, genres of music that you can apply in teaching is hip-hop music, because, you know, MCs, hip-hop artists, they use vocabulary and sentence structures so in such a sophisticated way that it can impress, as it is, not talking about that they may learn a lot about, you know, the English language slang and how the English language works. They may learn the culture, you know, a lot of different new words, etc., etc. Of course, not all the hip-hop songs are appropriate for the classroom, but you may actually choose parts of the songs and certain songs that are really, really good for the purposes of teaching. And it's really great because you can create such activities like, for example, filling the gaps. If there is a rhyme, they just need to identify the missing word, and it's easier for them to do it if they have lyrics, you know, in front of them with missing lyrics, with missing words, and the rhyme helps them to identify the word. And of course, something also hints them what part of speech this word is, which also helps to find it. And it's great because the hip-hop music is more diverse, it's more lyrical, it's lyrically rich, and that's why, you know, it's a good idea to use some, you know, songs that's really fun, much fun.